Like he was 697 like 2 days ago, and then I see him at 800. I'm just like, hell yeah! Did you pop a lot of tokens?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was trying to be smart about it. So every 1 hour token, I averaged like 5 levels, and then every half hour token, if I got lucky, it was like 3, but normally it was 2 levels. So you think about it, it helped, but not as crazy as you think. I used a lot of it, but it's just because the levels are so long, man. And the time, it's not in-game time, it's real time, which is stupid.
Why is that still a thing? I don't understand that. It's like if you go to make a sandwich or go to the bathroom, because now that's like a minute to 5 minutes that you're wasting. Or, God forbid, someone calls you, you got to pick me up. It's like, dude, I just popped an hour token. You're getting picked up in an hour, bro. I'm not getting you right now.
I made sure when I popped that token, I had that hour because every second counted.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 180 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
Justin, how are we doing today, bro?
Doing good. I'm good. We're
Hell
both
yeah.
in separate places.
Once again. Bro, we're like the traveling podcast. I mean, it's
Yeah.
every time now we're in a different place. I'm up in New Hampshire on vacation. I've got a fake fish up above my head there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Now you're going to be staring at it the entire time. But yeah, man, I mean, we're just chilling. How's things been with you over the past week or two?
Pretty good. I mean, oh wait, yeah, they didn't know. We were pre-recorded like last week's episode. Actually, no,
we did.
The one that just came out today.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I went to New York over the weekend. I was telling you, with a couple of our friends, and just ate a bunch of food, basically. And I hung out
within limits, of course.
Yeah, within limits. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of fun.
That's good, man. Yeah, we were just talking about that because we have a friend who's like very difficult to deal with regarding like food restrictions because he's very picky.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's necessarily like I brought up, it could be like a food phobia or part of it too, what I think it is. And I wonder if other people listening maybe have had this. Like it could be a bad experience or a family thing too that really impacts how much food you're willing to try or just foods in general that you're completely closed off to it. And it's like the idea of even trying that food's repulsive to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's a hard cookie to get him to have like other food. Like we always have to think about, okay, we probably should go here because they have like something, you know?
Yeah.
But New York overall, though, was his first time too. So it was good. It was like my third or fourth time in New York. So it was cool, though. Like, you know, eating all the food places, hanging out with our friends. New York doesn't sleep. So it's insane.
Yeah, I think I've been to New York maybe 2 or 3 times. I've been to Times Square one time.
That's enough.
Well, yeah, because
man.
I've told you too. Yeah, my half brother, he lives right outside the city, and he used to live in New York. And I remember I went to go visit him, and I was so excited about it. Then I saw it, and I was like, okay, what else?
Yeah, Times Square.
Yeah, I was like, once you see it, it's really cool. But then, after a little bit, you're kind of like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. It's
but
New York in general, like, is like cool. Like, but you have to see Times Square if you've never been there, you know?
Yeah. But I couldn't be in that city, like we were saying before. I couldn't do that on a daily basis. God bless the people who do that, who just, they live there and they commute all the time within the city or into the city.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's just the speed of that life.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, like, you're in New Hampshire. That already
exactly.
Like, yeah. Like, we're just, like, I'm fine visiting, a weekend is good with me. But, like, after that weekend, I'm like, God, I just want to do nothing and just chill,
Right.
But
overstimulating.
It's very overstimulating. But the city doesn't sleep because it feels like we're out past 1 every day. and it didn't even feel like it was 1, because in Boston everything closes at like 11. So like everyone's asleep already by midnight. People don't start going out until like midnight, which is nuts.
Right.
But
Yeah. Compared to like, dude, over here in New Hampshire, everything closes at 9.
yeah.
Yeah, it's completely dead. But like you said, you can go out on the street at 12 o'clock
Hmm.
at night and it's like filled with people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just feels alive all the time.
Hmm. But it was good though. Ate a lot of good food. Had a lot of good times.
Hell yeah. And then you made it back on Sunday and you just in time to go watch COD Champs,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Well,
Hopefully.
I watched COD Champs on most of the maps on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the big thing. Obviously, we'll go talk about today. We'll talk about COD Champs, and then we'll go and talk about Season 5, which is coming very shortly. By the time this is out, Season 5 already been out
Yep.
and about. But yeah, dude, COD Champs happened. The season, I guess officially the CDL season is over now.
Hmm.
We still have the ECW, the Esports World Cup, or EWC, sorry. The Esports World Cup that's coming up. I think it's like middle or end of August.
I want to say
It's some
it's like the middle, like 18th or something like that.
Yeah. So I think we have about 3 weeks until that event ends up coming up. But that's kind of a separate thing. So the
Mhm.
CDL is totally done, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it feels like this whole season just went by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. Really did. And we were both wrong with our predictions.
We were very
We're
wrong.
very wrong. Yeah. So FaZe finished top 6,
Yeah.
which was that was insane.
Shocking.
Yeah, that was very shocking. And yeah, so fan favorite one, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say the drum roll with
yeah,
OpTic.
OpTic
Yeah,
Texas won.
yeah. Okay, so we'll break this down a little bit talking about it because I know for me going in, this was the last team that I thought within the top 4 was going to be able to pull this off. Um, just again going from their major 4. I mean, they were just they got dead last. There's no other way to put it, and I found it very hard to believe that they'd be able to bounce back, especially with the form that FaZe, New York, and Toronto were having at the time. But obviously, I was very, very wrong. They put in, according to their coach, JP, was it JP Krez?
Yeah.
He was saying that they put in an insane amount of time over the past couple weeks. I think going over stuff that, just like small mistakes, because the thing that I heard from him that was a really good point is it's not like they had to go and do something completely new.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like they're like, dude, we just won,
Yeah.
so something small has happened here, so we just need to like find our way back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And they won dominantly,
Yeah.
so it's like we can just, hopefully within the next couple of weeks really lock in and find what that was and get back to that place,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll be good to go. And they really looked like the exact same team from Major 4, but honestly, I thought
Major
they
3.
were. Oh, sorry, Major 3. Sorry, yeah, not Major 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been awful. They looked like the same team from Major 3, but even better.
Yeah.
They didn't lose a single game to any team.
Yeah. They played with confidence. They fried. They played the New York Subliners in the grand finals. So the Subliners had a chance to go back to back, which would have been crazy. But it's still crazy they placed second. At this COD Champs, like first last year, second this year, not a bad stat line. Obviously, they want the rings, but yeah, this event was insane. This was the first time COD has done a 360 stage. So normally, the players are on like a stage, like a concert, right? You get front stage and then like rows in front of them and like above them, whatever. This time they had a stage in the middle of the arena, so like WWE basically, and they had like walkouts. They walked down, the ramp basically, got into their setups, and then played. And they had like 360 screens all around, which was awesome. And I think now a lot of events, like going forward, that's what everyone wants to do. So it was cool. I really liked it. And when OpTic came out and played, we were talking about they did their walkout, right? Like Sunday Champs walkout, and the Dynasty team walked out with Scump, Karma, Formal, and Krim. And everybody, every OpTic fan was like, "Oh my god, this was insane!" Seeing it, and then I was telling you what would have made it look so much cooler with like effects and stuff is if smoke like shot up in front of them, and then those guys just disappeared. But they walked off, and then the current team came out: Dashy, Shotzi, Pred, and Ken, and that was like everybody felt like a little kid watching that. That's been watching them.
Yeah, that moment was very special. It was
Mm-hmm.
really cool because, um, like, well, obviously Scump is still part of the team, so is Formal and Karma, but Crimsix has been racing,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's still a part of Phase.
Yeah,
Is he not?
yeah.
Yeah. So seeing him in the old OpTic jersey with them, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And the crowd went absolutely ballistic for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was really, really cool. It was funny. I saw it on Scump's stream. He said that when they were backstage, Sib was like, "Man, you really want to play right now, don't you?" He's like, "Dude, the dope is so high right now." Like they're all backstage sitting with the team. He's like, "Bro, I just want to play. Like it'd be awesome."
Mm-hmm.
And they had a live orchestra too,
Yep.
play the CDL theme, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was really cool. It was basically like an OpTic home event because the event was held in, I can't remember where in
It was
Texas.
in well, it was in Texas, so it's already home for them. But it was in
Yeah,
Allen, Texas.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Um, a lot
the
of people felt that wasn't really great though.
yeah. So Allen, as far as I know, is kind of just like a suburb, like a small little town, not like Barron or anything. It's like it's just a town. you know,
Right.
uh, but the area was like whatever. But I'm assuming you're referring to some people are saying, well, this is a home crowd for OpTic, and people are saying it needs to be a neutral location so all the teams have a fair chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I mean, like, and that's what I think it should be neutral, but also I'm very indifferent about it, mainly because OpTic runs deep and like they're always a home favorite at any location they go to. But also, when OpTic hosts, they do it right. So if we want the scene to grow, give it to them. Give it to the phases, the optics, the thieves. They're gonna put on like an insane event. They know how to do it right, and that'll hopefully motivate other organizations to put on like really cool events. Like we've always praised Boston for putting on a really good event, especially for being very new to the league. So, but then I mean we haven't gone to any other event, but you could tell that this one was done really well, and all the OpTic ones are always done well.
Yeah, you definitely could. I mean, I think that was the general consensus about this major is that it was in the CDL era, it was far and away the best event that they've ever had. Um, and I think part of that is the arena, like you had said before. I think that model should be the model. I wish it could be the model for every other event. But finding a place like that where you can do it, of course, is difficult. Um, but dude, what I think, like sidestepping for a second before we go back to that, is something I think that they should do at all the majors now. Dude, they should have the stage and like both players, like just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not like off, like if anyone ever sees them, they're like, backstage left and right,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So they are a bit far away from each other, but when they were right in front of each other, like this time,
Mm-hmm.
it was great because after a map, they'd be standing up, like yelling at each other right
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
face. And a lot of people love that. You saw from a lot of players who usually don't do that, we're starting to do it. And I'm like, I don't blame them. The guy's like 3 feet away from him,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, I wish that they would do that now going forward.
Yeah, I see that's the thing. It looks really cool, but I can imagine that's hard, especially because if most venues, they're not going to be able to do that like 360. It has to be an arena. Like
Yeah.
that's the only way they can do that, having like an arena. Um but like imagine if Boston did that and put them side by side. Like it's not nice visually for the fans. Like we're not seeing, the players' faces. Which, you know, obviously that is nice, but I would love the 360 view. Like in Boston,
Oh,
I think I don't know, there are a couple of arenas around here, but obviously, like people are always thinking TD Garden. That'd be
yeah.
a lot of money to rent out.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But I like that idea of them just being closer to each other to
Yeah.
be able to actually, trash talk.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good aspect of this. And again, like, going back to the whole debate surrounding this event, um, again, I think OpTic, they just, like you said before, they can always be trusted to do a good job with these events. And it benefits everybody, including the league. I hope that Activision sees this and that inspires them to be putting on their own events that are similar to this, just taking matters into their own hands. Um, because I saw Jacob Hale tweeted it out, and I think it pretty much says it perfectly. Like, this event, nobody can deny it was the best event, and then also that, yeah, Champs absolutely does need to be neutral. It should be in some, like, random state, or just, if anything, it should be held and sponsored just by Activision. Like, there shouldn't be a real heavy push of any CDL team there.
Mhm.
Which obviously that was the thing at this event. However, I think OpTic being at Champs, and especially on the last day being in grand finals at Champs, I feel like you're going to get 90 to 100% of what you just got
Mhm.
anywhere. You could do it in Arkansas and
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
get that many fans showing up, freaking out for them.
Yeah, exactly. Like Optic's a fan favorite at any event, right?
Yeah.
Like we're fans of them, but until they play Boston.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like
It's our only time.
they you know, they're the OGs.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's came into competitive COD has been most likely a fan of Optic unless you are just a hater. So
Right.
I mean they're just fan favorites everywhere. It doesn't matter where the location is.
No. No, they're always going to bring out a massive crowd.
Mhm.
And I think a little bit of that influence helped them regarding their performance. Um, but I really wouldn't put that much say into like the crowd buff helping them. I think a lot of it too is just the hard work.
Mhm.
It clearly showed. If people did not see it, like, it ended up being a 5-1. I think Subliners, if I'm not mistaken, they won a control.
Mhm.
I can't remember what
Barely.
map they won
Yeah,
yeah,
on
I think
invasion.
yeah, an invasion control. And that was it. They just didn't really, like, they didn't look as good later on. The hard point in the beginning was pretty close. The first search that they had was round 11.
Yep.
They lost the control. Then they went, was it back to search?
Uh,
Is it
no.
back to search then, or is it
Hard
hard
point.
point?
Yeah.
Yeah, they smoked them in the hard point.
Yeah.
And then they had a search and they destroyed them. And then, yeah, that last control that they ended up having was like kind of close
Yeah. Kind of.
until OpTic just turned on the afterburners there at the end
Yeah.
and literally annihilated them. I mean, it was, yeah, 5-1. I mean, this shit was over pretty quick.
Yeah.
It didn't take long.
I mean, that's tough. Being down 1-4. It's like, oh man, you have to do nearly the impossible against a team with, the biggest fan base all screaming at you.
Right.
And they're just like hyped up about it.
Yeah.
Uh, it was awesome to see though. Like Optic hasn't won in 7 years. So, the last time they won a COD Champs was when it was in Infinite Warfare.
Mhm.
And I remember watching that, and I was like, "Wow, they finally did it."
Yeah.
But now Optic
And
is like at the standard where, I mean, they've always been. We have to go in and win. But people forget that they always place like third,
Right.
fourth, like, you know.
Yeah.
But now in the CDL era, like, I mean, obviously, you expect first from them with the caliber, the team that they have.
Yeah. Well, what's amazing too, that I think a lot of people are surprised about is that now after this COD Champs, Envy and OpTic are the only two teams that have won more COD Champs than just one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Envy has two, because they're including the Dallas Empire time, which they absolutely should, and then OpTic with their time during IW and now. But people are always like, "What about FaZe, dude?" And then you think about it, it's like, dude, they've only won Cold War.
Yeah.
That was the only time they won a ring,
Mm-hmm.
which is mind blowing
Yeah.
because that team has been at the top pretty much since the beginning of the CDL. You'd think they'd have, I mean, they could easily have 2 or 3 rings
Mm-hmm.
in this era, but they don't.
Yeah.
Just because of an inconsistency thing, which I think again that led into the whole thing with FaZe. I'm sure you were just as surprised as I was.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said at the beginning, they got top 6. They ended up playing, I think, right in the beginning. Well, they played Heretics. They beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they played New York, lost to them, map 5. And then they ended up losing 3-0 to Ultra.
Yep.
They got wrecked
Yeah.
by
Right.
Ultra.
That was
Yeah.
that was a good like that was a good series
Yeah.
because Ultra got knocked down early too, like a very like first day they got knocked down to
first
Wizard.
day they got knocked down by Thieves.
Yeah, and I was very surprised about Thieves like going a lot later into the event, but that's besides the point. But yeah, Ultra, they cooked them, and that was just, you know, a storyline. There's so many storylines there, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole you know, we own it, scrap and draws of beef, like they hate each other, like actually hate each other. Won't go into that, but yeah,
that was crazy. They showed the girlfriends on the
that
cam.
Was insane.
That
I don't know who
crazy.
that like producer is, but that's nuts. I'm like, why? I mean, you know,
hilarious.
Yeah,
inside joke, but I'm like, man, there's a limit.
There's a limit. Yeah, yeah.
and that was the limit, and he crossed it.
Yeah, because you're causing more drama than like there already is a lot of drama. Like keep it in game with the players, you know?
Right.
Cause yeah, I was watching that on stream. Like, is this guy? Are they really doing that? And then I was watching Zuma's stream and Scub's stream. They're like, what are they doing? They got the girlfriends up there. Oh, that was crazy. But
yeah, that was a bit of a stretch.
Like in the CDL era, at least 5 years, 5 different champs. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you think too that there's some of these players like Kenny, who now has won 2 times in the CDL era, and Shotzi, who's won 2 times in the CDL era. I think they're the only ones that have won multiple times, right? It's just them
in the CDL era. Yeah.
Yeah. Won 2 rings. It has to be them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now those guys are 2 times champs, which is unbelievable. I didn't really think Kenny would be having this kind of almost like resurgence, but still being so strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say like it's not disrespectful in the latter half of his career because he's been competing for a long time. He's still a young guy.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's like 28 or 29 or something like that, you know. But it just shows that OpTic made the right move. You know, there were so many people that were absolutely hating on this move, having Kenny come back in or just come in general. I don't think I was super high on it, but I was like, all right, I know I didn't say anything defamatory about him being like, he's trash and all that. But I was like, I don't know if that's really the move. Like, who knows, you know? I think they took him over Sib, which obviously ended up being the right move. But it's hilarious because there were a lot of people who were on his ass. They were hating that he was going to be there. They're like, dude, you know, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we have a mutual friend, you know?
Yeah.
I remember him talking trash about it.
He's probably praising it now.
Well, dude, it's funny because when I talked to him about it, he was like, I said the same thing, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, people were talking bad trash," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was you."
Yeah.
I was like,
Look at,
"No, like you don't remember, do you?"
I guarantee you, that I said that this was the perfect pickup at some point.
Yeah,
I know I did because, like,
I can quote you on that.
yeah, I love Kenny. Like, he's not my favorite player or anything, but like he's a guy that just kept beating OpTic over and over again. And guess what? They bring the villain onto the team, and he played a very important role. Very important
Yeah.
role. And it's crazy that he was on the Thieves, won, and now he's on OpTic and he won. Like, man.
Yeah, and it's amazing that that entire team, everybody who disbanded from that team ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
Draza got a chip, so did Envoy, and Kenny got one, and then he ended up
Getting
getting the
to
ring.
the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, get exactly the one that matters. I mean, it's unbelievable. The storyline is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, and Ant, of course, too. Shotzi being now like, I mean, he's got to be considered up there as one of the best ever because he's a multi Halo champion and now he's a multi COD champion. I mean, it's like there's serious stuff going on and we're living through it, and I love it.
Yeah. Some might say he's a superstar.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he is. Dude, he was doing insane stuff. Bro, I loved seeing him stand up there. Like when he there was some move that he did on I think it was on Invasion or one of the maps there. I can't remember, for Search and Destroy. And he
Well,
smoked Sib.
was it the
When he
one? Oh, I know what
when
you're
he was in
talking about.
CD, he was in
Yeah.
CD and then Sib was like in bottom blue over there
Yeah.
and he like just jumped up and Sib tried to like jump shot him and he just wrecked him.
Yeah.
And he stood up. He's like, "You got shit on, you
Yeah.
dog shit. You're fucking." Oh, I was loving that. And like Pred's laughing. Like when you see Kenny and all of them laughing, I'm like, "Oh, it's over."
Yeah. Yeah. And when they're up 4-1, like going to the last map, like they finished that last map, went up 4-1, and they panned over to Dashy, and he was like just smiling, and he's like, "Man, this is crazy." And I'm like,
Yeah,
he knows you're one away. He's one
yeah,
away, finally completing like the mission.
yeah, dude, that was so funny. That moment, Hex is always like, "No, no, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no."
yeah,
Like,
yeah, lock and
he's
lock and
like
lock. And,
yeah. Scump's like, "Job ain't done, brother."
yeah,
But I'm like, dude, he knew where this was going.
yeah.
He's just over here. He's like, dude, New York's playing so bad right now.
Hmm.
Like, this is over. We've got this. And I
Yeah,
saw that and I started tweaking. I was like, dude, if they lose,
yeah,
like they take their foot off the gas, but I mean, none of them did. They just kept plowing
yeah,
through.
yeah. New York was. I mean, they looked defeated towards the latter half of that like series, but they still played like really good. It was just they just got outmatched. OpTic
Yeah.
just played way better that day. They came to
Eh,
win, and you know what's tough? Sender tweeted out literally going into grand finals, "We're not losing tomorrow," and I was like, "Damn, that's confident," but
Yeah.
it's tough.
It's a bold thing to tweet.
Hmm.
Um, but no, OpTic did. They end up beating them prior because in I got it pulled up here. So subliners ended up going through winners with OpTic. They had Gorillas, they 3-0'd them. Then they played Thieves, 3-2 them. That was a great series.
Hmm.
That was a really good series. And then I thought probably the best series was the first matchup with New York and OpTic. That
Hmm.
was OpTic got that 3-2 over them. That was such a close series. They were
Hmm.
neck and neck. And that's what I was thinking this grand finals is going to be. I really thought New York was going to be way closer with them.
Hmm.
And I know, like, obviously 5-1, it doesn't look that like, again, those first first two
So
maps were pretty close. Um, but I was expecting more to go New York's way. I was expecting some of those close games. Like, I thought that search, they were going to convert that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, we're 1-1. Here we go. Like,
That
we're in
yeah.
for it.
That search was like a pivotal point for them.
Yeah.
I was like round 11 already. Like this is gonna switch everything up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they New York too. Like it just shows that Sunday, no team played another team, most even playing field possible, and New York just didn't. I mean, they're still shooting straight, right? But they weren't on it that day.
Yeah.
Not discrediting anything OpTic did, but they had the gas pedal on every day of the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying before, they just looked great every single day. I know some people said that in Major 3, they looked so, and then on Sunday they showed up, which that's the only day that matters.
Mhm.
But this team just looked so good every single day. And I know we had talked about it. That's the one thing I do like about having one match on Sunday because there's no fugaze. It's
Mhm.
like, optics. Like I think Ultra had that when Ultra was playing New York. I think Ultra ran out of speed. I
Mhm.
think they were getting tired. They played a lot that day. They ended up playing. They played FaZe. They 3-0'd them. Then they had to go play Thieves. They had a game 5 with them, and then they had to go play Subliners, and they took them to a game 5. I'm like, bro, that's a lot of COD.
Yeah, a lot of close games.
Yeah, it's a
That's the thing.
lot of close games.
If that's a lot of COD in one day, I think players would much prefer that because you're constantly locked in the whole time, and it's like again
Right.
it's even because the other team has been playing all day too, right? To
Mm-hmm.
get to that point, but it's just a fact that you get a day. You just had like a really close game, and now you have a break. You get to go back
Right.
home, go to sleep. Next day, another close game. Oh, okay, but we won it. But now we have to wait another day to play again. So I mean, yeah, again, yeah, I think it's all or nothing. It's like you're either playing all day and both teams are just constantly hot, or grand final, both everyone's just like coming in on an even playing field, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that was Champs 2024. It's crazy. The year went by so fast. Um, we've got 2 more seasons most likely left, so we're gonna keep
Yeah.
grinding away. But yeah, everyone else
It's
in
it's
God,
gonna be
so
weird.
yeah, it's like this every year. Like since right, it's like we're big fans of the CDL. Now it's like okay, we got to get over that hump now. Right, everyone's
Right.
gonna stop playing the game for the most part. It feels like the game's over for us, but it's not.
Right.
Uh,
And I see so many people online. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back now. Like we're gonna go to Cold War. We're gonna go to MW2. You know, no one ever says Vanguard.
yeah,
Like I'm not surprised.
yeah,
But for us, dude, we're gonna be staying on MW3 100%.
yeah. And again, it does help that this game's a lot better than the other games because I remember this time during Vanguard, and I was like, "Oh man, we got another like
We were
two
in for
months of
it. Yeah.
this," and like it's grind time too because I swear the seasons are shorter, like around this
they
time.
they do seem it. Yeah, for sure. I think because they're just trying to jam pack everything they can into the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But something before we get into season 5, because I do want to talk about it. So it's going to be a really nice time during this off season. Is between that and now having this esports World Cup. I don't know if every team has locked in their rosters. Um, I know some of them have, uh, but what this kind of leads down the road of is going to be some roster changes that we end up seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of teams are just going to maybe do that now. They may stick with their team depending on how they placed. Um, but along with some of the placings, like with FaZe being in top 6 and Ultra, a lot of people are talking about these teams making changes. Bro,
Yeah.
do you see next year Atlanta FaZe not being the same? Like, do you not see Simpa, BZ, and Cell, that trio being together?
I see where people are coming from, but like no, I still see them being together. I understand like what people are thinking, but I'm just looking at the like the potential free agents, and I just don't see why they would split. Most likely Celium, right? That trio, probably him up for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, feel like it would have to be a scrap, which I don't think scrap is gonna go and play on that team. Um, like withdraw. So yeah, or like a Kenny, or a high tier top caliber player for sale. So I don't think they're gonna make a change. I think they're gonna stick it through. Ultra though, I have no idea. It's just crazy to think that some of these teams could make a change, and if they do, it's going to be a shock no matter what. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
like I see that they're saying that about, like you said, with Salium, um, which on phase I don't think that team's going to change. I totally agree with you. Um, I just don't think that there's anybody out there that's going to make that team better than who they already have. I think it's like what OpTic had. Like they had some issue that they need to kind of figure out and resolve. And if you're gonna have anybody figure that out, I think it's gonna be those four. I mean, they're like phenomenal, you
yeah,
know. And
and
they won this year too.
exactly, and you're risking the potential of like breaking up
Right.
chemistry among those three players. They've been teaming since the CDL. Like
Right.
you're potentially ruining that. And like you said, they won. They
Yeah.
didn't win the ring, but they still won. And
Yeah.
this was the first time FaZe has placed like top six. I want to say like in a hot minute, if not like ever. Actually, no, they've definitely placed like top six before. Actually, I think.
In a champs though,
Yeah, yeah,
I
probably
think
the
you're
first
right.
time.
In a champs, I think this is the lowest
Yeah,
placing they've ever had.
I don't know. Champs is like it's a big thing. I get it. Like it is the biggest event, but also like other people that I've said, usually the ones that don't have a ring, like it's another event. But like it kind
Right.
of is, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I don't know, it's I love it. I love champs, but it's not like the NBA championship or like the Super Bowl or something where like the season is so damn long that you worked so hard to get in. Not saying FaZe didn't work hard, like they're the first seed. They won like everything, right? And they just fell short that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, I agree.
if those teams change though, I will be shocked because again, if Cell leaves, that change, like whoever is on that team has to be disgusting. Like it has to be a top player, like currently in the CDL.
Right.
You know?
Well, people are talking about ultra changing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I think that's the one that's more logical,
Yeah.
uh, based on people that like they could slot in and out of that team.
Hmm.
Because I think the big thing is people were talking about how much of an MVP Dan Ghosty was,
Yeah.
as like he was just unbelievable on Thieves pretty much all year, and then at Champs too, he carried his team. He
Hmm.
did a phenomenal job, and they placed, um, well, they ended up placing fourth, right?
Yeah, fourth. Top four.
Yeah, yeah, which is nuts. I never would have expected them to do that at the beginning of the
Hmm.
year. Um, so he's a guy where he's going to be in limbo. Like, are Thieves going to really pay a lot of money for him? Because that's kind of why they built this whole roster in the
Hmm.
first place. Was, you know, trying to be cost
Budget.
effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, but say some of these teams, like, you know, if Toronto hypothetically, because Optic's not going to change, I'd be shocked. You know, I don't think they will. They
Hmm.
just won, and same thing with FaZe. But if Ultra changes, he's a really good player that they could go and get.
Hmm.
You know, and if
Yeah.
he sees a, you know, multi six figure number in front of him,
Yeah.
he might be like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Los Angeles,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to split."
He yeah, exactly. Like he had the keys to the Thieves this year and they played really well. Like I mean, they're one map away from beating OpTic.
Yeah,
One map away, and they won champs. So I mean, you know,
and they were one map from beating Ultra.
yeah, yeah, like
You know,
just very, very close. But yeah, I could see most likely Insight is probably going to be the person that they switch out if any roster change happens. But again, who knows what's going to happen? Because see, my thing is, I think roster changes are like they're super exciting. They do need to happen, but it's just so hard to predict when the game isn't out yet. You know what I mean? Like the game's different. Um, like again, for us, great example, Boston. We had on paper we were disgusting with Slasher, Priesta, Cap, and Snoopy. Didn't work on this game at all, like
right,
at all.
right. Yeah, and
So
people were saying that with FaZe though. Like that's the
mhm,
whole thing because people want to split that team up. I say some people want to split that trio up. They're like, oh, forget it. But the one title that they have a championship on is a Treyarch title, and that's what we're getting next year. You
mhm.
know, so very well could be that that
Mhm.
team shows up and they're just in that Treyarch form
Mhm.
and they're untouchable. Um, and you don't want to pass up on that opportunity. You don't want to be living in the world of like, oh, what if,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
shouldn't have dropped X player.
yeah, and that's hard. Like knowing that, yeah, they just don't know if that's gonna work on the next game. But that's what makes
Yeah.
COD like super fun
Hmm.
because it is a new game. Yeah, like, again, like Cammy's a great example. He was disgusting in Cold War, and then he hasn't been that Cammy since Cold War. Still a good
Yeah.
player, but he is not a top like 5, top 10 player.
Right now, no, he's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah,
not. I think he's trying to earn his way back, just like Arcides is too.
yeah,
Those guys are playing in that amateurs, like what championship I guess
yeah,
they
yeah.
had. They had their own thing,
Challengers,
and
yeah.
yeah, Challengers Cup, and he ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, all those guys. That's
Gonna
what
be
they're
on our
doing. They're just
roster.
well.
Rumored.
That's what I'm sure you saw that too, right? That Breach has been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They announced their EWC roster.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the only person that's on it from the original is Snoopy, which is no surprise because, like we said in the last episode, which go check it out if you haven't. They've dropped everybody
Yeah,
except
yeah,
him, building around him. So now from this EWC roster, they have Snoopy, Awakening, Purge, and Cammy. Awakening potentially, hypothetically, could be making his way back into the roster. Now, this is just for EWC. This isn't a CDL roster. Um, However, you could put two and two together. A lot of times, like if they find some success in this, um, they may stick with this team.
yeah.
Um,
This whole EWC. It's a cool event, but it throws off so much stuff during the off season.
yeah,
Because like again, I'll be honest. Like that roster on paper, like Boston, I completely trust you, but that roster on paper, I think we could do a lot better. You know,
yeah, I agree.
but again, it's BO6. No idea. Like they could be nasty in that game, right? Like so. uh Wake did. What's funny is that Boston is really good at recruiting the right players, and for some reason, when they get let go, they pop off. We got Kremp, we got
That's true.
Ghosty. Like, they let go of Beans. He's
And
gonna
now
have
he's
his
going to
revenge.
Carolina.
Yeah, he's gonna have his revenge.
Yeah,
Where Snoop. I think that's why they're afraid to let go of Snoopy, and I don't blame them because again, you see those superstar moments with Snoopy, and he's like a mini Hydra, and it's like, okay, what if we can get him to the point where he's like that every game?
right.
Then it's so much potential.
Yeah, Snoopy's definitely a guy where right now he's very sporadic. He's
Mm-hmm.
like Kremp,
Mm-hmm.
like Kremp was like that, and then they find their footing and they become a lot more consistent, and then they're a serious force pretty much all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and are hard to shut down. So yeah, they don't want to have Snoopy go to like Carolina, and then all of a sudden it's like Snoopy, he's going
Cursed.
crazy
Yeah.
all the time, and they're like, bro, if we held on to this guy for one more season, we would
Mm-hmm.
have been fine. Um, but I do agree with you. I think they could do a better job with that roster. Um, again, I don't really know what they're going to do with it if they'll stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see how they end up placing. If they place well at EWC,
Mm-hmm.
and they look pretty solid, then I may change my tone about it.
Yeah.
Um,
It just feels
but
it feels rushed because they have to rush. You know, like
yeah, they dropped everybody.
yeah. So it's an interesting, right? Like, uh, last thing, like before we go to season 5, like you saw that Lore Gaming won like the amateur championship, and they talked to everyone. They talked to Paul X up there,
yes. So Paul X,
Paul X, Arcides,
Arcides,
uh,
Yuli.
yeah, Yuli, and some other kid that I don't know.
No, we know who he is. It's he played on OpTic in Vanguard. He filled in Proloop.
Was it Prelude in the championship?
Pretty,
I don't
I'm
think it
pretty
was
sure.
Prelude. Was it?
You don't think? Oh
Oh,
no,
maybe.
no, no! It wasn't Proloop.
Yeah.
Too real.
Was it too
Too real
real?
was not that.
Maybe, I don't know. Either
over
way,
here.
yeah.
Was it this guy? Hold on, I gotta check it really quick because I can't I can't remember. It was one of them.
Yeah.
Arcides was 100% on the team. Who
Arcides,
else did
Paul
he?
X, and MWIII definitely were.
Yes, yeah. Paul. Okay, so that's who it was. Paul X, Ulysses, Arcides, Too Real.
Okay, so it was that was too real.
Bro, he's got the glasses on. Did
Yeah,
you
what
see
the
that?
heck? Yeah,
Yeah, dude, he
that
looks
didn't
way better. I
that
was like,
didn't look like too real.
yeah, I know, dude. I saw him and I was like, what the fuck? Well, I was like looking for the thing that he
Yeah,
has for
yeah.
his hands, but then I saw the glasses, like, oh, dude, he looked way
He got
different.
a haircut too.
Yeah, he got a hair,
Yeah,
total makeover.
yeah. But that's like I don't care
But
what
anyway, you
people.
were
Yeah,
saying
I
before.
was just saying like those guys. Like I think MWIII has always been a name um, that everyone has talked about, like in the scene that needs to get a shot. I mean, he did get a shot, I think, on the Ravens at some point in
I think Cold
Cold
War.
War. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
somewhere
back.
around
You
there.
know, all those guys have played in the league at some point, but it just shows that if we have more teams, there's a lot of talent down at Challengers. And I don't care what people say, Arcees should be in the fucking league. Like, I just really think he's just been in like shitty situations, basically, like being in the
Yeah.
league outside of phase. You know, it's like you're just throwing random teams together. So,
Yeah, I agree. Some of these guys have been dealt a bad hand, and
mhm,
that's ends up why they just kind of be like one of the people that get farmed out.
mhm,
Um, yeah, more teams, we'd be off in a better spot. Um, but that ain't. I don't think that's happening right now. At least for the next season, as far as I know, I
mhm,
don't know anything about that. But yeah, there's just a lot. To your point, there's a lot of guys that are out there that are really good players that um, I hope are utilized this year or next year, I should say. Uh, and yeah, RC's is definitely one of them. I mean, the guy's fucking great. He's
yeah.
a 2-time world champion, bro.
That guy's
Like,
name was on the stairs at COD Champs, and he didn't even get to play on the stage.
yeah, right. I
Like
mean, it's
they had the
nuts.
winners of all the champions.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Hmm.
But I mean, dude, he did his thing. Like
Yeah.
it's
Did you hear
like,
the
yeah, go
interview?
down to challengers and improve yourself.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I fucking won it.
Yeah. Did you hear him?
I a little bit, but not
He
much.
was like, I mean,
He's
this is
talking mad shit.
yeah, yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. He was like, this is just AMS, man. Get me back on stage. I was like, oh shit. He's like, these guys are
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I saw. I said,
Yeah.
Abs, like, you fucking suck.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, I don't blame him, bro. Like,
He's been at
he's
the
played
top of
a
the top twice.
yeah. Well, I think it was him. Someone asked him on the stage, like, "How does it feel to be on
Mhm.
top?" And I think
Yeah.
Zuma was like, "What the fuck do you mean? Like, that's an awful question.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be on top, bro? I've won 2 world championships, in the CD or like it's in Call of Duty on the pro
Hmm.
stage with the best players in the world against the best players in the world. Like, bro, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know how it feels.
Yeah.
This
And
he's
it
like
can
these
be
guys
even
suck.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hope to see him back, man. But
Yeah. Me too.
who knows?
But
Only with time.
yeah. But again, congratulations to OpTic. I can't wait for the
Yeah.
process. That thing's going to be a
Oh,
banger when it comes out. It's going to be
oh
a
my god.
movie.
I I can't wait for that. And the last little thing I can't wait for too is that documentary
Hmm.
on the origins of competitive esports or competitive Call of Duty. Dude, did you see that 5 minute
Yeah. Yeah.
video of it? Dude, it was so great.
Yeah.
Like, I hope this thing's like 45 minutes long, an hour long.
Yeah.
Like, I can just sit
Sh-
down and oh yeah,
Shout out
I love
Shaston.
it.
That guy, yeah, that
Yeah,
guy's doing a great job.
beast.
We got to get
Oh
him on
yeah,
the pod. I'm sure we
gotta.
can.
Oh man,
I'm sure we
I'd
can.
love to. Yeah, it would be phenomenal to sit down and talk with him.
Hmm.
It was so cool too to see some of these guys. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people in there. I don't even know who they are. But I was watching Scump stream and Embos and Methods were there, and they were like naming all these guys, like, "Oh my god," they're like, "That's Assassin,"
Yeah.
like they're giving them their governments. They're like, "Bro, they hadn't seen these people in so long."
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool era
Yeah.
of
It
COD.
it's gonna be good. And
Yeah,
speaking
I'm
of
looking
more
forward to
COD,
it.
dude,
Yes, bro.
we got season 5 incoming, and I'll start off with I've been on the fucking hustle since I got back from vacation. Uh
Bro, there was one day I hopped on
mhm,
while I was up here, and I played a little bit of COD, and I
yeah.
saw your level that was 800. Bro, I literally sat back. I fucking swear to God, I sat back on the couch there, and I was just like, I was like, this fucking
Because
guy.
yeah,
It's like he was 697 like 2 days ago,
yeah.
and then I see him at 800. I'm just like,
Dude,
hell yeah.
it was a
You
mental.
850?
No, I'll be 850 tonight.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I was supposed to hit 850 Thursday before I left for New York, but I was
Mhm.
like, I'm close enough. Like I saw how
Yeah,
many days I had left. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
yeah,
Like I did
yeah. Do
over
you
a
pop a lot of tokens?
yeah, but
Yeah,
I was trying to be smart about it because so every 1 hour token I averaged like 5 levels with the double XP, and
mhm.
then every half hour token, if I got lucky, it was like 3, but normally it was 2 levels. So you think about it, it helped, but not as crazy as you think. Like I had 18 1 hour tokens. I have 6 now. And then the 30-minute tokens, I had I want to say like 15, and I have 6 now. So it's
Yeah,
like,
damn.
I used a lot of it, but it's just because the levels are so long, man. And the
Oh,
time
it's brutal.
too, right? Like it's not in-game time, it's real time, which is stupid.
Oh, why is that still a thing?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand that. That was never a thing in old CODs, but now, yeah, it's like if you go to make a sandwich or go to the bathroom,
Mhm.
you're fucked
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
now that's like a minute to 5 minutes that you're
Mhm.
wasting. Or, God forbid, someone calls you, you got to pick me up. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I just popped an
Oh
hour
yeah.
token.
Yeah.
You're getting picked up in an hour, bro.
Dude,
I'm
yeah.
not getting
I,
you right
I
now.
I made sure when I popped that token, I had that hour because every
Yeah.
second counted. And dude,
Mhm.
the games were just, it was the same shit over and
Yeah.
over. It was
Small map.
mentally, yeah, small map like
Ugh,
the entire time, and then my little like treat at the end when I was like 1 or 2 levels away of hitting like the goal that I wanted that day was jumping into control, and I was like, finally, like
yeah.
just something I can play and think about a little bit. But yeah, what I did what one day I did like 30 over 30 levels, and that was a start, and I was like, all right, I have to do 25 levels a day. That
Yeah.
25, oh man, there are a lot of late nights that week,
Yeah.
a lot of late nights.
But I'm sure you caught up on your content, yeah?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Uh, podcasts for days to help you
Hmm.
get through those small maps, bro. But hell yeah, dude. I mean, you're gonna be caught up, and then we're going into season 5, bro. So you'll be 850. You won't be behind because
Yeah.
we can't ever let that
Oh
not
yeah, no,
possible.
I was hitting it. I was telling
I wasn't worried. I
oh
knew
yeah,
you
yeah,
would.
that
I
was
knew
just
there was one. I was like, bro, if I fucking hop on at 3 a.m. There was one time I hopped on at 8 to go download something,
yeah.
and I saw your ass hopped on. I'm like,
Oh
yep.
yeah, yeah.
It was like on a Wednesday. I'm like, this fucking guy's grinding. Like,
Yeah.
like, of
Every
course he is.
every second counts. Every
Hey,
second
Justin,
counts.
your meeting got canceled.
And
You're fucking-
that no, that Wednesday I didn't I had a half day. So I was
oh
like,
yeah,
gotta get it in, dude. Gotta get it in.
I love it, bro. Yeah, dude. It's just no matter what, we'll always hit
Yeah.
it.
I
Um,
want to show that these guys, like, that's probably the most levels that between like you and I have been like behind, right? Like
yeah,
that has to be.
in a season.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that far behind.
I don't think I've been in your situation where I've been on a vacation or something where I'm like down that much.
Hmm.
Um, so between both of us, 100%. I mean, dude,
I
like
mean, by
we
far
had,
me. Yeah. Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, we had about a week and a half until because now I think well, it's on the 25th, so we've got.
two
Is it
days.
25th? It's coming up. Yeah,
We have 2 days.
yeah, yeah. So I think when you came back, it was like you had a week and a half or something like that,
I
and
had
you were
12
down.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you were down over 100 levels. It was like
Yeah.
it was 150 levels basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you fucking hustled, so kudos to you. I
Dude, I was
appreciate that shit. It's
every
insane.
second, man. I was like, all right, I gotta go eat, take quick half hour to go eat, and then come back,
Yeah.
grind. It was such
Yeah,
a
dude.
so this just shows if you guys want it that bad, any casual
You could
player
do it.
can do it. You can do it.
You could do it.
Just sacrificing mental, but you
Yeah.
can do it.
Oh man. So, oh, but we'll go cover this real quick. Couple of things in the season 5, which we already said it's coming out. Not on the 25th. I was mistaken. It's on the 24th. Um, on the Warzone side, like I would actually know this is a big thing. Like the superstore is coming back. People were really excited about that.
Superstore
I remember.
resurgence.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
people were excited on Twitter when that got announced.
Mm-hmm.
You and I were in the same camp.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that's great. But for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, big thing of course is the maps.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh wait, you know what?
two.
I can. I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw
can
up the
you go and
roadmap.
pull? Yeah,
Yeah.
why not, bro?
Let me.
Going to the 21st century here.
Yeah.
While you're pulling that up, the thing that was a real letdown, and I saw somebody had tweeted it out too, which I was happy about. Man, we're season 5 here, and we haven't gotten one goddamn MW3 map remastered. And I just think that's criminal that
Mm-hmm.
we're getting to this point in the season and just the life cycle of this game, and it hasn't even bothered to do that once. I don't understand why. It's just
Yeah.
it's depressing.
I don't either. If you guys are watching this, bear with me. I gotta change screens.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, there could have been so many opportunities for it. I think we're gonna have probably one or two more. Well, we're definitely gonna have one or two more seasons, so there is a possibility of it. Um, but just with the maps right now, like while you're getting it all pulled up, uh, they don't have any remastered maps that are in this.
Mm.
Like what you can see right now. I mean, it's we got Bait and Yard, um, which I I don't know how to feel about Bait just because I see that water and I get a little nervous about it.
More water maps.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like I get worried about the water maps. Uh, Yard, I don't know. Yard looks like a cool map. Um, it gives me kind of like Rust vibes a little bit just because of the dust, like the setting that they've got it there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the other three, I don't know what Celsius.
Or
I
cell
don't know
ship.
what.
Cell ship.
Oh, cell ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
let me
because
zoom in.
I was trying to, bro. I was trying to read it off of like our screen, but I have it pulled up on the side. I was like, "What the hell is this say?" Yeah, cell ship. I don't know what that's. Is it just on shipment?
No, it looks like a dock.
Well, so this one, Tune Oxide and Ink House. These are all variants on maps that we've got.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, so like that
Yeah.
that one in the middle, Tune Oxide. That's obviously Rust,
Why isn't this
and then
zooming in?
Ink House
Hold up.
is its own map. Which I think that's Shoot House, whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it, but that's the same map that we've had already and played.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cell Ship. I mean, from the look of that looks like it's going to be shipment, but it's all cell shaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't hate on it. It's all
Yeah.
right. It's kind of a gimmick. But yeah,
Oh, this one's
Bait
even
and
worse.
Yard. Bait and Yard. I don't know. I don't know what to be expecting with them. They like all that they've said about it is that they're obviously going to be core, medium sized. Um, and then some of the other images that they've shown, like it looks like there's like a restaurant in there. There's like a little boat dock. You can go on the pier. Or I think that there is a pier at least. Like, it looks like an all right map. It looks like it is a 3-lane map.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean,
and then the last one, Yard, looks really small. Yard
Yeah.
looks hella small.
yeah. Like, I'll say that. I mean, the new maps they've added have been bangers. Like all
Right.
the maps that they've added. So again, I'm happy about that. I'm glad again they're adding more maps. But like you said, no MW3 maps, which sucks. But I'll take what I can get at this point. The maps that they've been adding have been good. Like every map they've added has been a good map. One thing I really want to point out specifically for competitive that I can't believe they're adding now after the season's over, and I guarantee you other pros are thinking this too, is the EMP grenade,
Yeah, right.
because that was used in Black Ops 2, and it's big because you can destroy trophies with it. This would have been huge for like strat calls.
Game changing.
Yeah, it would have changed the game a lot, like significantly. Like having
Yeah,
one
that
EMP, that kind of thing.
no, it would
Yeah.
have been insane. I mean, because when you saw it like just from COD Champs, I mean, bro, at that last map, um, when OpTic ended up getting like 3 or 4 dead, every single player on there just throwing trophies down.
Mm-hmm.
The hell has 3 trophies or something, and New York can't do anything about it, obviously. But yeah, if they had the EMP grenade, I mean, it could have. I mean, I'd say that moment in particular, but I'm sure there's plenty of moments that could have been way different
Throughout the year.
if they had it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
And on top of that, right? Like I swear they've been talking. Like a lot of pros have talked about. Oh man, this would be nice if it was in the game. It'd be not easier, but like you would have to think a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like there would be so many different strats, and on the flank, I remember them talking about it. Like, oh, we could do this, we could do that. Like trying to change the game so it's more competitive. But
yeah,
if this EMP grenade was in, it would have helped out a lot. Would have changed the game.
yeah,
But
yeah,
little too late. We can use it now. Break trophies.
yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to start using it. Situationally, when I see that there's a team that is actually trying
Mm-hmm.
and they're using them,
Yeah.
then I'll whip it out for sure. Um, I'm curious how well it works if it just immediately takes out like one trophy or if it takes out multiples. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure. Um, but yeah, it's going to be clutch to have it in there. Real shame they just for whatever reason dropped the ball during during the season,
Yeah.
but they did.
Yep.
Um, and then they've got a couple of these other modes in here. I have absolutely no idea what they are. I have
Slam
Slam
deathmatch.
Deathmatch.
That's, I
Yeah,
mean, obviously that's just team deathmatch, but
wrestling.
that would be
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I don't know. I wonder if it'll be like different. It's got to be. Uh, but then they got
yeah.
arcade. What is that? Oh, COD Warrior. Don't really know what
Mm,
that is. Fish Fection. I love these like random game modes. Fish Fection. Like, are we all gonna turn into
right,
fish?
right. Oh yeah. So well, I'll go show you really quick. So it says in here, where is it here? It says yeah, their little bio is avoid the hook in the slippery twist of uninfected. Equipped with only the compound bow and spear as your weapons in
Oh,
fish fiction,
that sounds
where it's your
fun.
goal to prevent getting eliminated. Yeah. So they're eliminated by a bloodthirsty school of fish operators composed of previously fallen players. So there you go. Yeah, you've only got a compound bow and a spear.
That sounds fun.
That's kind of rad.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then yeah, what does
paintball.
it say here for paintball? I mean, it sounds like it's just using paintballs.
Yeah.
But what is it saying here though? Predominating on small maps and in modes like capture the flag or kill confirm, gives players increased movement abilities for the duration of the mode and replaces all bullet impacts with paint splatters. I mean, every weapon is a one-shot kill.
Mm,
Damn.
that sounds fun.
Fuck.
See
Fuck.
what this one? Why don't we add these game modes earlier into the
Yeah.
season?
Bro, why don't we just keep this shit in here?
Yeah,
Like some of
yeah,
them are good, you
yeah.
know?
Like I understand the WWE one. Like right, that's just like a short period within the season, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a partnership, but
Right.
no, like this is all just gonna be fun. This will help us get to the next game.
Yeah, like these moments will just, pass some time and
Mm-hmm.
like at the end of the night we can go and play on these and have fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, there's a lot of these modes like throughout the years that they've done and I like them, but again, it sucks because then when they're gone, I'm like, fuck, man, I wish we had something comparable to it
Yeah,
that they could keep, but
yeah. But dude,
they're
and
only in for a little bit.
one thing that looks interesting is that Modern Warfare Zombies, the final story mission, bro. I don't know anything that's been going on in zombies, and we haven't touched it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm like, bro, I can't fake be excited about this because I don't know anything about it.
Oh,
I'm just like,
I
okay, season 5, we're
yeah,
done.
I don't either. Like I don't know anything about it,
Yeah,
but that's just like we haven't done the story, which is
like
honestly
who
kind of
is this
surprising.
person?
Yeah, like what? Like I wonder if this story will go into Black Ops 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I don't know. I kind of hope that it doesn't.
Well,
You
like
know, like I hope.
maybe the
Oh
characters
shit.
don't or some, because I know in Black Ops 6, pretty sure they said that it's a new set of characters. But what if, like at the end of this, everyone dies or something? Like something happens and then it leads into the next game.
That would be sick.
Um,
If they had something where they already had these characters developed for Black Ops 6,
mhm,
and for this season here, they're like, "Hey, we can try to work in an Easter egg where we use those characters that they're going to be playing as in the next title."
mhm.
Something like that would be cool, you know?
Yeah. I don't, we've said it every season. Maybe we give it a shot because this is the last time we're going to get we do get levels out of it. I just don't
Uh,
even know. I don't even know where to start, like in zombies.
yeah, I was just going to say, I don't even know where to start. I have no idea what to do. Like, are we being effective with our time if we're going to be playing it and then we're
Mhm.
like trying to figure it out? We're like, bro, these could be levels. Like,
Well, it is
I heard
level.
it.
We're leveling up in
Yeah,
in zombies.
but what rate though?
That's
Like,
well,
if we're screwing around trying to figure stuff out,
yeah. That's the thing because we.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure in zombies and Warzone though you level up a lot faster than multiplayer just because of all the stuff you're doing. But yeah,
right.
I don't know. We would have to do some research so then we know what to do like right away.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we're gonna go in and do it,
Mhm.
we definitely need to know what the hell we're doing
Yeah.
because, frankly, right now, you give me a controller and we drop in together,
Mhm.
bro. I have no idea what we're doing. I'm just like, all right, let's try to
Oh yeah.
pack a punch,
Yeah. I
maybe get to like the next zone.
yeah, I don't know either, but again, like I've only heard good things about like the story.
Oh, same,
So
same.
I don't know. We'll see. And then we got this WWE collab, which is cool. You and I, we mentioned it. We got Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio. I'm kind of surprised that we got Rey Mysterio and not like someone else. Not a knock against Rey, just Cody Rhodes. I completely understand, because he's like had an insane storyline and won the WWE Championship. But Ray has like a resurgence too, like lately in the WWE. So I mean,
Oh, he does.
yeah, like he's been popping for a bit now.
Yeah,
But
I was hoping there were more than two.
yeah, me too. Me too. What is that? WWE SummerSlam event? Ooh,
Maybe some good stuff in this.
yeah. I
Yeah,
see. I like these collabs. They need to do more of this stuff.
yeah. This is the stuff that I love in Call of Duty. Now they've done this in recent years. They've just been really branching out with collaborations. I think all games have.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, it's just widespread mass appeal, but some of these like they really hit on people who like yourself. You have a real affiliate. Like you like the WWE, you like wrestling.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people who are going to buy it just because of that.
Yeah, I want to.
You
I want
know,
to hit the 619 against someone like midair or
for
something.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like or crossroads or something on just someone. Like that'd be
yeah.
sick.
That's why I'm wishing the Undertaker was in here and I could be tombstoning
Yeah,
motherfuckers
tombstone,
while I'm
choke
playing.
slamming everyone. Like yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Um,
dude, they got the fish fected. Like, bro, where's his name with the spear? We need the
oh
edge.
yeah,
Yeah, we need to bring Edge back with the spear.
yeah.
Like that'd be so sick.
The
Um,
some of the new weapons they're adding too look interesting. There's that spear you're talking about in the compound bow.
yep.
Um, which I
That spear is
that is
insane.
insane. I wonder what the
that
reach of
is
that thing is like.
that is crazy.
Because I don't know if you've used it, the sledgehammer, the melee,
No,
the reach on that thing is nuts.
yeah, bro. I mean, like, I'm trying to think because, like, dude, with this spear, what are you doing with that? Are you holding it like this, and you're like stabbing people like that, or are you
Probably.
taking this thing
Probably.
and you're throwing
Like,
it at
you're
people?
probably carrying it and just like stabbing
Yeah.
people. But the reach on that must be crazy. Because a sledgehammer, like I picked someone's sledgehammer up and I went on like a 6 kill streak on
Yeah.
on what's the map? Shoot house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me like if it's got quite a reach on
Mhm.
it. I mean, bro, just look at the thing. Like you think of a spear, like a spear is not like that big.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
spears are freaking huge,
Yeah.
you know.
I
So it's almost it might be like a bayonet from like World at War
mhm. Yeah. I like it
because
though.
you could use those. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
cool. And then that weapon there, the new assault rifle,
Mhm.
I had saw somewhere on that's pretty much like a modern STG.
Mhm.
Um, which STG like that was a classic gun in like in World at War, and then same thing with Vanguard. I think
Mhm.
it was in World War II.
Mhm.
Um, like hella good AR, and then the static HV. I don't know anything about this sub.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't either.
I'd only imagine though, just looking at it, that thing is hella fast.
Yeah.
Like you could be flying around because of that. I don't even know that whole what's that whole thing back
That
there? Like the
stock.
stock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's insane.
Yeah. It's again, I mean this season they jam-packed a lot of stuff in multiplayer, so we're happy with it. Keep it rolling cuz, the CDL is over, but it's not over for us. So we need to keep being entertained.
Yeah, dude. I mean, closing it out there, bro. Like, it's I guess the only thing that we're looking forward to now is we're gonna be grinding like the next couple of seasons, and then for gaming wise, we've got like we're saying the esports World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be really cool to be seeing. I am looking forward to that. It's just very strange because it feels like we're done with COD.
Mm-hmm.
But then everyone's like, no, dude, like this is a huge event. Like
Mm-hmm. That
it's the prize pool is massive.
that'll be good too because we're gonna be seeing like other teams around the world like competing,
Yeah.
and it's probably gonna be streamed on Twitch. First of all, I want to see how the viewership of that compares to the CDL.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see because then I wonder if Activision will take a look at that and be like, "Huh, that's
Right. What?
interesting."
Well, yeah, dude. They already tried it too. Remember they did it on
They
Twitch.
did, and it was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. And then they were like, "Man, this is great. Let's stop this."
yeah, yeah,
Like, why?
yeah, yeah.
You know?
There are pros and cons to both YouTube and Twitch, but there are definitely far more pros on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
but yeah, I mean,
Right now, at
oh
least.
yeah, right now,
Shall
yeah,
we say? Right now.
yeah,
We could go into that, but we won't.
yeah. We won't go into that, but
But that's it, man. I
mhm,
mean, season 5, like I said, it's looking good. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Like, it just seems like every season that they've been doing so far, they've just been getting incrementally better. The maps look really good. I will say though, overall, like that's my one complaint. There's no MW3 remastered, or even for that sake, like you know, Infinity Ward titled remastered maps. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of that. That being said, uh, the maps they've put out so far in every season, the new ones have been great.
mhm.
So it's not like we're gonna get complete trash.
Yeah, yeah, and like yeah, what the only one that we've gotten is Dome.
Yeah,
But that was, I
and
think
I
that
don't
was
count
in, yeah, I mean, I think that was in MW2 too. Maybe I can't even remember
that.
like
I
last
think.
year's
I
game.
think. I think. Yeah. Oh, was Dome in MW2?
I can't
It may
remember.
have been.
Everything's meshing
It,
together. But
Dome to me is like it's like a shipment. Like
yeah,
that map
it's
doesn't count.
shipment. It's like Nuketown. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
you
yeah, Sledgehammer. Like uh, add your maps in.
know. Yeah.
Just add
Will
your
they
maps in
though?
Sledgehammer.
Last 2 seasons.
No,
Let's hope.
probably not. But we'll hope.
You're being real.
Yeah,
No, but we'll see though.
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I was gonna say anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap it up here.
Yeah. So I created the COD Casuals community on Twitter or X.
Oh hell yeah, hell
So
yeah.
I created it today, like very quickly. So I haven't like
Yep.
tweeted it out or at all. But if you guys are listening to this and you follow us on X, or you just want to chat with us, go follow that. just search the COD Casuals and just join the community, because that's where we're most active anyways on X. So I mean, you guys are in there, you literally just want to chat or whatever, just go on that, and you and I will just be responding and stuff.
Yeah.
And we can make that community cool. We can like have people share clips or whatever, or like talk about competitive COD and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And
No, absolutely.
yeah, and maybe potential like updates of like things or whatever that you and I are doing. Just it'll be more like personable.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you guys already follow us, make sure to follow the community.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, we'll be sure, because like you said, on Twitter or X, we're on there every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much our main hub. So yeah, it'd be awesome to be talking to you guys out there on that platform, because I'm not going to be replying to people on threads if you reach out to us on there,
Yeah,
or some.
yeah, dude. The engagement on our Instagram was pretty good, of like the sensitivity talk.
Yeah. People
It's
like
because I
that.
just responded to a couple, and then the floodgates, just everyone came
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah. You say a couple things and then people lose it,
Yeah,
or anything of slight controversy
yeah.
too. People like that,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I think that does it for me. Are you all set?
Yep, that was it.
Cool. So again, everybody, thank you so much for listening to episode number 180 of the COD Casuals podcast. Be sure to go to anchor.fm/COD Casuals. We're on all streaming platforms, as well as going to our Instagram and to our TikTok. If you don't watch the whole episode, just go there and it's all chopped up nicely for you. And then, like we just mentioned on X, be sure to go over there and give us a follow, and then join the community as well. We'd love to be hearing from you. And YouTube,
YouTube.
comment, like, subscribe. Again, thank you for 100 subs. Next is 100,000.
Yeah,
So
and 5 stars, dude. We're growing.
yes,
Keep it growing.
5 stars only. And yeah, I think that does it, bro.
Yeah.
It's cool. So again, everybody, thank you so much for listening to episode number 180 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.